Why do we live so greatly on remembrances? You understand that? Why human beings live in the past, which is to remember, right? You all look so puzzled. You had a pleasant day and you remember it. And it's stored up as a memory. And you delight in that memory. You live in that memory. Or you live in a sexual memory. Or the memory of some achievement that has been possible for you. So remembrance has become extraordinarily important for all of us. As experience, as knowledge. We're asking, why? Not that we must not remember. Of course, you must remember how to drive a car, where your home is, and so on and so on. The technological knowledge one has acquired. But psychologically, why has remembrance has such importance in our life? Right? You're asking this question yourself. So what is remembrance? What is the factor of remembrance? There was an incident that was pleasurable or painful, an event that brought a smile or a tear, and that is registered in the brain. Right? Naturally, this is simple. And that registration becomes the memory. That registration is the remembrance of that delightful event or that painful event. Now the question is, why should we register psychologically anything? You understand my question? I've put a question. Why should the brain register an event which was painful or pleasurable? It may register things that are dangerous, right? Like a precipice, like a dangerous animal, a dangerous snake, a dangerous person, a crook, and so on, may register. Those are obvious daily facts. But why should the brain register the hurt, the flattery, the insult, the feeling that you are this and all the rest? Why should there be registration psychologically at all? You've got the question? Are we meeting each other? Is it time for me to stop? Dites-moi, je vous prie, quand il fait 12:30. Now we're asking, it is one of the factors of the brain to register of necessity. I must register the technological knowledge. If I'm working with machines and so on and so on. I'm also, if I write or if a surgeon, a doctor and so on, it must be registered. But we're asking, why should one psychologically register anything at all? You at least see the question first. Is it necessary? Does it bring a clarity? Does it bring greater energy, freedom, and so on? Or psychological registration is one of the factors that destroys a real joy. I'll go into it presently. We said the brain, in its activity, must register certain things. Is necessary. But we're asking psychologically, inwardly, why should the brain register? Is it a habit that we have fallen into, that when you insult me, I register it immediately? When you flatter me, I register it immediately. Why? When you flatter me, you're my friend. When you insult me, you're not my friend. And so on, so on, so on. Now we're asking, can this registration stop psychologically? See what it means? Then that means regeneration of the brain. So the brain becomes extraordinarily alive, young, fresh, because it's not registering that which is not necessary. I wonder if you follow this. Now, is that possible? Intellectually, one can see the beauty of it, verbally. See, by George, most extraordinary, intellectually, to have no psychological registration. Doesn't mean that one is vegetable or empty or all that, but there is a freedom, extraordinary sense of elation, extraordinary sense of youthfulness. Brain doesn't get old, worn out. So one must find out if it is possible. Because as you grow older, the brain gets more and more mechanical, more and more fixed in a groove, in a track, and becomes hard, brittle, not pliable, quick. Now, is this possible? Not to register psychologically at all. You got the question? Is the question clear? Yes? Now let's proceed to find out. Find out, it doesn't mean I'm going to tell you and then you discover it and say, yes, it is so. Then you come back 30 years later, I'm still where I am, where I started. We said, brain needs security, safety to function efficiently. It must register certain facts. How to drive a car, write letters, and so on, technology and so on. Then the brain has realized that putting order, giving order to register only things that are necessary, which is to bring order, right? Then we can proceed to find out why the brain or the psyche psychologically registers. Does it bring safety, avoids danger? Does it prevent further hurts, further destruction, further obstructions? Or we are cultivated unconsciously the habit of registering. We have registered there, so why not here? From there we have moved to here, psychologically. From outwardly it is necessary, but psychologically from there we have moved to here. And is that necessary at all? A very simple example. From childhood we are hurt psychologically by parents, by other children, by the school, college, university, if you're lucky, and so on and so on. We are hurt. We are wounded psychologically. And that wound is registered. And having been hurt, there is resistance, isolation, fear, and all the rest of it. Now, is it necessary when you insult me to register at all? You understand my question? Is it possible to prevent registration? You understand my question, I hope, right? It is possible only when you are insulting me or flattering me for all my senses to be awakened and listening. You understand this? Then there is no reception at all. What is this all Greek? You understand? I see the importance to have fresh, young, bright, clear brain. That is utterly important. Two, is that possible to maintain that clarity, that precision, decision, with that beauty of all that's implied, till I die? It is not possible when there is registration of things which are not absolutely necessary. Right? So one has to find out why any form of psychological registration which becomes memory, remembrance, is it possible not to do it? One discovers, if you go into it deeply, it is possible. It is possible only when you are really attentive at the moment of insult, at the moment of flattery. Right? Have you tried this?